What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing our annual tune-up of my drift car. So you can see all the different oils I got. I know I got a bunch of different brands, but hear me out. So I got a Redline MT90 that's going in the transmission, a W58. I wish I bought more for the diff, but these are really expensive, and so the rear diff is going to get Valvoline 7590. Don't care too much about the rear diffs, but you know, Valvoline is good, and it's also the only one they had left in stock. I would run Mobil 1 7590, but they're also out of that. Got Mobil 1 for the engine, synthetic 5W30, and K&N oil filter. And so I'm gonna lift up the car. Hardest part about this job is actually lifting up the car high enough so you can reach the transmission, the drain, all that stuff. So let's do that first. All right, so the car is lifted up. It is about level. I might lift up the front just a tad bit to level the car out, but you can see enough room for me to go under and ready to work. So we're gonna start with the transmission first because it's the most tedious. So let's get to that. All right, so this is the transmission. I have a leak. You can see, I think it's coming from, looks like in the drive shaft seal, so probably will get that replaced. Man, this is filthy. Guess I was leaking that much, huh? So I'll probably get that fixed before the next drift event. I hate doing axle seals, but yeah, so nothing else I can really do, but let's change the fluid for now. See how old it is. You can see this is the drain right here, and the fill, we're actually gonna fill it from on top because it's a lot faster. But you're gonna want to open up the drain plug, which I think is on the other side. So let's go on the other side. All right, so first things you're gonna want to do is to drain the fluid, and you can see that is our drain bolt. It is a 24. Yep, it is a 24. So let's break that loose. Definitely still plenty of fluid, so it looks like I didn't leak a lot. Fluid still looks good too, which is good. Let it drain. All right, you can let that drain completely. Just let it sit for a while. I'll let it sit for like until we, you know, we can drain the rear differential for now, and let this drain so we get all the old fluid out. So let's start draining the rear diff now. Now we're gonna bleed the rear diff while the transmission drains. So get your Allen key. This is a 10mm Allen key. That is the drain, and the fill is right here. I would crack the fill open so that way there's airflow for this to drain. So let's do that. Got the rear diff draining now. Let's let that sit. Let me show you how to fill your transmission from the top. Now you're gonna loosen the fill plug, which is the big black one right there. So let's break that loose. So I got the fill plug loose, just gonna take it out. The 17mm bolt. Put it into my hand now. Why is it kind of rough in there? So the drain plug is actually like a magnet, so it catches all of the shredded bits. Hands shaking from working on the car, but you can see this isn't so bad. Not too many metal shavings. I didn't wipe it down yet. So transmission is still good. Fingers are shaking, look at that. So tying up your drain bolt, your drain bolt. Not too tight, just a couple ugga-duggas. Actually like half an ugga-dugga. Okay, that's good. Clean up your stuff, wipe it down so you don't know, so you can know if you have any leaks. So clean that up. Remember, your fill plug is still empty, so make sure you have something to catch your oil with. I'm gonna go from the top of the car and fill it up. Take that out. Take out this locking nut. take out the shifter boot. It just pulls up just like that. Put this up, unplug all that stuff right there. Try to do this with one hand, let's see. One, this is a little bulb, pull this one out. Sorry for the blurriness, there you go. That's out. Put it aside. Now you're gonna take out your shifter housing, all this metal stuff. So make sure you get your 10. An extension. 1, 2. So take out these bolts, put it aside. The car is very messy, so I'm gonna clean up after this. Bolts aside, don't lose it. It's gonna fall down under the car. Then you can pull this up. And you can lift up the boot over this. This is very hard to do with one hand. You can pull the boot through this right here. Like that. Pull the boot out from the metal piece first, and then you can pull this part out by just making it like that. Then you have the actual shift boot cover for the transmission. So take that out. If anyone has one of these, I'd like to buy one. One of the dealership has them brand new. Pull that up, and you can slide it over this. Take this out. Now you have the shifter boot cover. You're gonna take out these little 10s right here. All right, after you take out all those bolts out, you can just lift this up, and that's where you're gonna be pouring your transmission fluid. Put this aside, try not to get too much stuff on it. Right in there. So the point of removing the fill plug is to fill it up. Just keep pouring the red line in there until some of the red line fluid comes out. Once it starts dripping out, that's when you know the transmission is full. Same thing with the rear diff. So you keep pumping it or you keep pouring it, and once it comes out of the side of the transmission, that means the transmission is full. So let's start pouring in here. All right, got the funnel. Don't make a mess. Redline MT90. Just pour it in. Don't pour too fast, because it kind of goes in pretty slowly. So you can see it coming up from there. Go back down. You take a look while I pour. Comes up, let it go in slowly, just like that. So now you can see oil coming out of the fill hole, and that's where you're just gonna let it drain all the way. And then once it stops, that means transmission is full, because it's coming out of the side, not from the bottom, and that's how you fill your transmission. So now you can put the shifter back, but before we do, we're gonna grease up that ball in there. We're gonna shove as much grease we can put in there, as well as a small ball in there. And that is how you keep it nice and crunchy and long lasting. I have a video on replacing these bushings on my channel. So if you want to watch that, you could, but right now we're just gonna grease it. All right, so this is the part that I hate. You gotta fill up the diff, and you gotta pump it with a hand pump. So you need one of these. I'll show you how to set it up. So you put the pump inside the bottle, and you can tighten it down like this. Use two hands for this. So you put the hose into the fill, and you're gonna keep pumping it until fluid changes out. So now you just gotta keep pumping. And you gotta do like 2.5 bottles of these. I think so. 2.2, I forgot how much it takes. All right, you can see it dripping out. I used about, let's see, how many bottles is this? It's about 1.5 bottles, honestly. Yeah, 1.5 bottles, and it's dripping out. I probably should have put a pan there. But yeah, let me clean that up. So it started slowly dripping out, Now we're gonna tighten this down with the it's just a drip fill plug, so not too tight, so that's all you need. We're good. So I don't drain my oil every year. I do it every drift event or after every drift event because drifting uses a lot of high temps, burn the oil, but I haven't drifted in 6 months. So we're gonna get this car ready to last another whole year. So let's drain the oil. That was pretty loose. So just slowly, let's see if I can get it without getting my hands dirty. Okay, let's see. It's a good time to inspect things. Like I noticed I'm having a leak right here. It looks like power steering. Look at that, professional. Now you're gonna take out your oil filter. I loosened it from the bottom. Now we're gonna grab it from the top. It's gonna get messy, so put a tray under here. And let's go from the top. Oh, I'm gonna slip it through my fingers. All right, you guys should know how to do oil changes on these cars, but if you don't, they're super simple. The filter's right there. It's easier to put it on from the top. So I don't like to put anything on here. It doesn't really help because a lot of oil on the housing already is not gonna do anything. So put your hand in there. And booger your way in. Put the filter over. Oh, I'm stuck. And screw it in. I got it on. Now I'm just gonna spin it. Not too tight, otherwise you're not gonna be able to get it off. I like to tighten it from the bottom, give more leverage. Make sure you clean all this up. This is the oil from the filter that comes dripping down. But in here. Time to fill up your oil. Uses about 5.6, 5.7. These numbers are off the top of my head, so don't quote me on these numbers. Go look it up for yourself. So let's find the oil. Where did I put it? Oh, it's right here. So 5 quarts and one quart is enough. I just put about 5 and then half a bottle and see how much left I need to put in. Make sure to tighten your drain plug. All right, so all the oils are done on the car. We did engine oil, transmission oil, diff oil. While the car is in the air, I am going to change out the drive shaft seal just because it's already up in the air. I don't want to lift it up because I hate lifting up cars. But yeah, this is kind of my annual drift tune-up that I got to do besides the time belt and water pump, because I did this when I first got the car. Still brandly new Gates Racing time belt, new radiator, new seals all around. What, no more than 8,000 miles ago, probably less than that because I don't even street drive the car. But for fluids, you got to do it, you know, as much as you can just to keep the car running strong and healthy, so that way your transmission doesn't blow up, your engine doesn't blow up, and the car just runs forever so you can keep drifting. All right, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys maintain your cars and try to keep everything nice and running healthy. So hope you guys learn a thing or two on how to maintain this car and change the oil. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.